This is the video for the data option of the Polygon scan game. I'm going to click on data in the red stripe. Here we see the global registers, the main registers, and the sub-program registers and local registers for sub-program 1 that's marked down here. It says for the variables, game number is 1, was game number is 1, the task is 1, the active index is 1, show polygon is 0, meaning it's not going to show the polygon. Now we're going to go to work lists. The work lists start out with the X value and Y values. I'm going to click on the X value. Here we see it starts out with the 4 9s, meaning that's a start entry. Then it has the entries for the main polygon, and then you see another start entry here, so that's for the start of the number 1 sub-polygon. And here's its values, and then the starts for all the other sub-polygons, but there aren't any. So we'll return. Next would be the Y values. Then we have these two hold areas that are used to hold the values of X and the values of Y when you're moving them around in a list. Next we have the dot P's for X and Y. That is for each one of the polygons. I'll click on the X one. Here the polygons are separated by 200. First, this is the values for the main polygon, and down here are the values for the first sub-polygon. Right. Next is the bridges. The X and Y value for the bridges. They are the bridges between the main polygon and the sub-polygons. I'll click on the X value, and here we see there is only one bridge, and it has an X value of 120. We'll skip over the Y. The each count, that is how many entries there are in each of the polygons. It says the first one, which is the main one, has 9, and the first sub-polygon has 4. And the rest are all 0. Then we have dot A and for X and Y, and that's when all the polygons are put together in one list. So I'll click on the X values there. And here what we need to note is here it starts out 820 and then right away inserts the first sub-polygon. These values here, 844, 820, 874, 844, are the hole in the A, that triangle. It's starting and ending and then going back to the main polygon at position 820. It's where it started. Then it finishes the main polygon's values for X. We don't have to look at the Y's, but we'll look at backwards here. That's where it remembers where the sub-polygons are to be bridged to the main polygon. And here it says at entry 1. And we saw that it was at entry 1 where the first sub-polygon was entered. Now return. After this, we're going to go look at the app pages. Page A. Here is page A. There's not a lot of text in this program, but the first thing it says here is the color 629, which is the color of Polygon Scan up here in the heading, and there is the text for Polygon Scan. Then we have the text for the game number. We see that on the screen. And the starts, here's the text for when it says start and then one of the numbers. Last one it did was start 8. And then these are the XY values for one of the entries. It's probably the last one it did. And then the text, show the polygon, delete the point, and here's for the bridges. And last here is for the characters that it uses for the different games. Game 0, there is no pattern given, but we've been using game 1, which the pattern is A. So this is the text for page A. One other thing we should look at is down here, the click areas. I'm going to click on that. Here it shows click area 1 is where the game number was entered. Click number 2 is when you put points for your outline of whatever you're making. Here 3 is big rectangle where all the 200 entries could be made. Then 4 is for showing the polygon. Number 5 is for doing deletes. Number 6 is where you entered the bridges. And click point number 7 is where you go to the YouTube videos. I'll return from here. And then I'll take data off. This is the end of the video for the data option of Polygon Scan.